Welcome to Learning with the Boys and Girls Club. Today we're going to learn about metals and nonmetals. This is part 2 of periodic table, metals and nonmetals. Let's get started. Come on in.
And now, ASAP Science presents the elements of the periodic table.
There's hydrogen and helium, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere, nitrogen all through the air, with oxygen so you can breathe, and fluorine for your pretty teeth, neon to light up the signs, sodium for salty times,
Magnesium,
aluminium, silicon,
phosphorus,
then sulfur, chlorine, then argon,
potassium,
and calcium so you'll grow strong,
scandium,
titanium, vanadium, and chromium, and manganese. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkyl react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are added, moving to the right. Iron is the 26th, then cobalt, nickel coins you get, copper, zinc, and gallium, germanium, and arsenic, selenium, and bromine film, while krypton helps light up your room, rubidium, and strontium, then yttrium, zirconium,
niobium,
molybdenum, technetium,
ruthenium,
rhodium, palladium,
silverware,
then cadmium and indium,
tin cans,
antimony, then tellurium, and iodine, and xenon, and then cesium, and barium is 56, and this is where the table splits, where lanthanides have just begun, lanthanum, cerium, and praseodymium. Neodymium's next to promethium, then 62, samarium, europium, gadolinium, and terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, then we're on to rhenium, osmium, and iridium, platinum, gold to make you rich till you grow old, mercury to tell you when it's really cold,
thallium,
and lead, then bismuth for your tummy,
polonium,
astatine would not be yummy,
radon,
francium will last a little time,
radium,
then actinides at 89. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are to the right. Actinium, thorium, protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium, californium, isonium, fermium, and olevium, nobelium, lawrencium, rutherfordium, wm, sprigium, borium, hesium, meitnerium, dubsidium, rhenium, copernicium, nihonium, flerovium, moscovium, livermorium, tennessine, and oganesson, and then we're done.
So, what do you need to learn today? Just bring your thinking cap, a pencil, some paper, and if you have a lap book or a notebook, that would be great, but it's not necessary. So come on in and let's have some fun learning about the periodic table. So, what are we going to do today? We're going to understand metal and non-metal elements and be able to classify them. We're really going to describe how elements are classified as metal and non-metal. We're going to describe patterns in data for metals and explain chemical properties of metal or non-metals. So if all that just doesn't make sense, that's okay. Let's just go in and have some fun. The key words that we need to understand are periodic table, metal, non-metal, metalloid, properties, acid rain, solid, and gas. Metals are found on the left side of the periodic table, and non-metals are found on the right side. That's what you really need to know. Metals and non-metals. This is the periodic table. Alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, transition metals, non-metals, metalloids, other non-metals, halogens, noble gases, transition metals. All of this will make sense to you soon. Alkali metals. Alkali metals are the first group. They are in column 1, all the way to the left. They are the most reactive of metals. So reactive that they are never found as free elements in nature. They have to be compounded together, such as lithium, sodium, potassium, cesium, and francium. Alkaline earth metals, that's group 2. They are in column 2. They're harder and denser than alkali metals. They are higher temperatures than alkali metals. They are so reactive, but not as reactive as alkali earth metals. They are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. Remember, that's column 2. Transition metals, that's group 3 through 12. And that means they're in columns 3 through 12. They're good conductors of heat and electric current. They are not as reactive as groups 3 through 12. So as we're seeing a trend, the most reactive are in group 1, not as reactive are group 2, little bit less reactive is group 3. So the most reactive is all the way to the left. See the trend? Metalloid and nonmetals are in group 13, which means column 13 through 18. We will discuss nonmetals such as in the next unit, not in this video. So we'll have a little more information then. But just so you know, some examples are boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, oxygen, nitrogen, and helium. Metals and nonmetals. Can you point out the metals and nonmetals? I think you can, but we'll discuss that more later. Now, we're going to answer some questions based on what we've discussed, but you can always go back and look, okay? Let's do it. Metals and nonmetals. Question 1. Find the symbol for the element using the periodic table for these. We're going to do one at a time. Sodium. Find the symbol for this element. Find the symbol for sodium. Pause the video and find the element for sodium. Use this periodic table to do so, okay? Pause the video. If you said sodium is Na, you are correct. Ready for the next one? All right. Gold. Can you find the symbol for gold on the periodic table? If you said Au, you are correct. Let's move on to the next one. Copper. Can you find the symbol for copper? You said copper is Cu. You are correct. Rubidium. Can you find the symbol for rubidium? If you said rubidium is Rb, you are correct. Magnesium. Can you find the symbol for magnesium? If you said Mg, you are correct. Okay, let's do one more. Guess the order of these metals from least to most reactive. Sodium, gold, copper, rubidium, and magnesium. Use this information we've already learned. Remember, on the periodic table, the most reactive metals are all the way to the left and then go down. So, using this periodic table, look for rubidium, sodium, magnesium, gold, and copper, and put them in order from least to most reactive. Pause the video and we'll come back and do it together. If you said in order of least to most reactive out of these 5 metals that copper and then gold and then magnesium and then sodium and then rubidium, in that order, you are correct. Rubidium out of these 5 metals is absolutely the most reactive, and copper would be the least reactive out of these 5 metals. You are absolutely correct. Good job.
And now, ASAP Science presents the elements of the periodic table.
There's hydrogen and helium, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere, nitrogen all through the air with oxygen so you can breathe, and fluorine for your pretty teeth, neon to light up the sign, sodium for salty times,
magnesium,
aluminium, silicon,
phosphorus,
then sulfur, chlorine, and argon,
potassium,
and calcium so you'll grow strong,
scandium,
titanium, vanadium, and chromium, and manganese. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkyl react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are added, moving to the right. Iron is the 26th, and cobalt, nickel coins you get, copper, zinc, and gallium, germanium, and arsenic, selenium, and bromine film, while krypton helps light up your room, rubidium, and strontium, then yttrium, zirconium,
niobium,
molybdenum, technetium,
ruthenium,
rhodium, palladium,
silverware,
then cadmium and indium,
tin cans,
antimony, then tellurium, and iodine, and xenon, and then cesium, and barium is 56, and this is where the table splits, where lanthanides have just begun, lanthanum, cerium, and praseodymium. Neodymium's next to promethium, then 62, samarium, europium, gadolinium, and terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, then we're on to rhenium, osmium, and iridium, platinum, gold to make you rich till you grow old, mercury to tell you when it's really cold,
thallium,
and lead, the bismuth for your tummy,
polonium,
astatine would not be yummy,
radon,
francium will last a little time,
radium,
then actinides at 89. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are to the right. Actinium, thorium, protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium, californium, isonium, fermium, and olevium, nobelium, lawrencium, rutherfordium, wm, sprigium, boreum, hesium, pneumatium, dubsidium, rhenium, copernicium, nihonium, flerovium, moscovium, livermorium, tennessine, and oganesson, and then we're done.
Look for other lessons, such as how heat changes the temperature of objects, cool periodic table, real life stuff, what silly putty was really for, and why it all really matters. See you soon.